today?
Hello again, everybody.
Oh, Harry! Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry!
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
That's okay. I've been listening since 10. I can't make anything out of it.
What am I, an accountant? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Scott Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow. Things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails which part is which.
Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway, right?
Get through what you got to get through, Scott.
This program is a real challenge.
Everybody, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the February 16th edition of the award-winning Kenosha Today Weekly Report. We've won some awards at some point in time, haven't we?
I was going to say, where are these awards you speak of?
What, are they going to call me a liar?
No. No.
Yeah, have Trump build a wall around me. We are coming.
Your award there.
Coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP. We are streaming live and booming across the frozen cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 1.4 million listeners residing here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. With us this morning, my personality advisor, Elmo Schneider, joins us here in the Enchanted Kingdom this morning. Elmo?
Good morning, everybody.
Boy,
Wayne, I think we did win award for largest dumpster fire one time. So that's,
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's before you were with the show,
maybe that was
so-
before I was
Yeah.
here. All right.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for that
So-
plaque, that honorary plaque.
Right.
You know, the carved thing that says best dumpster fire ever. You know.
Scott's got it hanging over his mantle.
Oh, okay.
You can't use that on your resume.
No, I can't. No, it was before my time. I
That's
right.
definitely
Yep.
producer of largest dumpster fire ever. Got it. Can't use that.
Also with us this morning, my boyhood hero, our video coordinator, used to go by the name Spider, but now he informs us this morning that he's going by the name Buddy Love.
Buddy Love.
Buddy Love joins us here at Camp Happy Face. Buddy Love. What brought that on? Or don't I
Watched
wanna
The
know?
Nutty Professor last night.
And, of course, engineering board operating the Kenosha State trolley ride this morning. Wacky Wayne is here with all my children.
Yes.
See, now that you can use.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
on your
Wrangler
resume.
of all your children. Yeah, I can't wait to see the price increases from that. Oh, you wrangled all his children? That's going to be fantastic. Here's an extra X amount of dollars.
You wait till later in the program when we formally announce that we are running Cy Costabile for state assembly.
Formally.
Well,
not
no.
we're not just toying around with it
I thought
anymore.
I thought it went to alderman and then to janitor, but you even skipped right over dog catcher.
We were going to run him when John Fox resigned in
Sure.
the 2nd District because he lives in the 2nd District.
That makes sense.
But now apparently Rhonda Jenkins is going to throw her.
We don't want to run Cy against Rhonda Jenkins.
No. Well, the thing
Rhonda's
is, on the
experienced.
20th, the city council will make a determination if they're going to leave it vacant,
Okay.
or if they're going to have a special election, or if you just send in a resume
Sure.
and then the city council votes, which they have done in the past.
I could run for the city council, right? I mean, I don't
have to live
in
there.
Are you sure?
You have to. Here's the deal. Well,
I've
you know
heard
what?
I've heard rumor that that's not a thing.
You got a point there.
That's true.
I'd have
Technically,
to live in the state. I don't know.
you have.
Are you sure?
You have 30 days.
I
think 30
work in this. I work near town. It's not close enough.
You're actually in Pleasant Prairie. So.
Details. Like I said, I work close enough to town.
Technically, you got 60 days
Okay.
if you should win.
If I should win to live within the
You
district,
have to move within the district.
Okay.
And as we know, we had a former alderman who actually was an alderman for 6 months when he was living someplace else.
Right. So there's precedent,
Precedent.
that
That's right.
sets it up that I could, be an alderman from Antioch for the 2nd district.
Sure.
Do you really want to be
No, not really. But I'm just,
hypothetically?
devil's advocate, hypothetically.
So we're telling Cy, his first question is, how much does an alderman make?
Right.
And I said, $6,000. He says, well, if I beat Pat Giuliani, can I get his alderman too? And he's got this conflict. Well, we were going to run him in the, because there's Peter Barker's seat is open too.
Right.
So if this aldermanic thing, I
work out.
think politics is in the man's blood.
Yep, definitely.
And he's probably supposed to call us if he can figure out how to use the phone.
Hey, he's got
Okay.
his hero story. He thwarted a robbery at the furniture store. And,
Yeah. This is some
he's
years
a hometown hero.
Oh my God, he wrestled with a guy that had a gun.
Okay.
And the
Whacked him over the head with it a few
And
times.
in size bleeding, and he's wrestling this guy off. And then he hears this click, and the magazine fell out.
Oh, jeez.
Otherwise, Cy wouldn't be around.
No, right. Yeah,
So,
definitely. Yeah.
Like it almost says, he's a hometown hero.
Yeah. Dodging bullets.
You know, the culprit had to be a real genius. I don't know how much cash you're going to find in a furniture store.
And on Cy himself.
Hey, maybe he was after an antique Baroque writing desk. You don't know what he was trying to steal.
Yes. Oh, that's what he said. The Cy takes this oak chair and hits him over the head.
Yeah.
And it didn't break.
Well,
He
of
said
course
he
not.
said he thought it'd break like in the movies.
Oh, we look forward to his call.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to take too much of his thunder, but yeah, that was about 7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Probably
Wow.
longer.
Anyway, this week the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge is sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services, and the Kenosha Today Brain Trust has pre-selected this morning's secret word, which is spelled correctly, by the way.
Elmo, it's spelled correctly.
It is spelled correctly.
Is it
I do
only
have to
like
say.
4 letter? Is it only 4 letters long?
No, it's actually 9 letters
Okay,
long. So
okay.
that's your first hint.
Oh wow.
Well,
Working off the word of the day calendar, huh?
well. See, what you guys don't understand is all of those ones that were misspelled. I did that on purpose.
I know you did. You were trying to up the ante
Yeah.
for the.
So instead of
secret
$20,
word.
if you spelled it the way I spelled it, I gave you another
Right.
$5, which
That's what you
nobody
should.
has gotten. So.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
Believe him. When we were on TV, we had to bring somebody in to spell check him every stinking week. We had a special person.
I was just saying, keep
We
you guys
had
on your toes.
Had a special person just to spell check him.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
every Wednesday night.
That's right. I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that up, Ron. I appreciate that. Buddy, love my.
Yeah, he's got you.
And then coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest growing game show sensation, the Lightning Round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then after 11, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. Oh, you guys are going to love this. This is sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. The top 10 cool things about being a community watchdog.
Okay. I didn't know there were cool things about being a community watchdog, but
So there
It's-
isn't, but these are 10.
there's at least 10 of them.
I
Okay.
found them.
All right. You had to dig deep. Spent all
Oh,
week.
no, I didn't have to dig
No?
deep at all. These
No?
just kind of
rolled right off the whole head knock.
Yeah,
all right.
the old noggin.
Gotcha.
And then we'll play. Also after 11, we have 2 gals joining us.
We do?
2 gals. And
Are you going to be
They're
able
not
to...
the burlesque girls.
I was
No,
gonna
not the
say,
burlesque
Are you
girls.
going to be able to handle yourself over there, Scott?
Well-
Anytime girls come in, I got to worry about you.
Well, the one gal is our
It's
friend-
Mrs. K-Dog.
Mrs. K-Dog.
Mrs. K-Dog, okay.
And of course, as we all know, he's up for Husband of the Year.
He is, especially being a retired man as he is now.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get his her side on this. Anyway, they're involved with promoting the 40th anniversary of Wisconsin Senior Olympics.
Oh,
And,
okay.
so we're gonna.
I thought we were going to play Senior Olympics, okay, and you were bringing in contestants, but we're just promoting Senior Olympics.
Yeah, you know,
Dude,
this
it would have been a lot funnier to watch you competing in some stuff, yeah.
Yeah, if to be or.
What are some of the games they play? Or should we just save? I'll save it for after 11.
Well, you got
Yeah.
pickleball, table tennis.
Drinking.
That's not listed here. Let's get this out of the way before these gals get here. If they're listening, they ain't coming anymore. But 40th anniversary, you have to be
wow.
over 40.
Over 40?
Wait a minute. They have a.
You're in.
They have a.
Yeah,
What?
over 40. All right, I'm in.
They have a new category from 40 to 49.
Yeah.
There's a special category. We'll have to learn what
I was
that's
going to
about.
say that doesn't feel senior, but I guess, all right.
Well, they must have an antique division.
Yeah, I guess.
Guys like me.
Yeah, right.
That's the junior-senior.
The junior senior
bracket.
division. Okay.
Junior senior.
Hey, you watch. I can compete with this pickleball.
I'm
I
sure.
have to get a pickle.
I thought you were a favorite to win the Tiddlywinks competition. So.
Oh, that's too intense.
Too intense for his blood.
And when these gals get here, we're going to play a little Stump the Chumps, too. We have to keep our normal format.
Of course.
And because if somebody is successful in stumping the chump. You know, last year, that gal called in.
Armadillo.
Armadillo, yep.
And
Leprosy.
Elmo knew that right off the bat.
I know.
And but if you are successful in stumping the chumps, we let you come in and be part of this. You can see for yourself what the intricacies and the planning and the technology that goes into producing a high-powered, high-energy, award-winning radio show like this.
I know, right? If they time it right, then they can come in on the same day we get the K-Town Burlesque girls in, and then I can actually get one of the burlesque girls next to me.
That ain't going to happen.
Because that sounds... That way, Scott doesn't have a heart attack. I'm just thinking about your health, buddy.
If that gal would have kept her hands to herself and not touched my shoulder, I wouldn't have started drooling.
Well, I know, and sweating profusely and couldn't find words.
Yeah. Well, and after the 11:30 break, our weekly editorial segment as the, what is it, Elmo?
As the icicle turns.
As the icicle turns. You know, I would take a tour of downtown. In fact, I had to go pick Elmo up.
You took a tour?
Well,
Did you
we
ride
went
the trolley?
through downtown. No, we went through downtown. And
okay.
no.
Was the sun shining? Were the birds chirping?
What is
Was
with you
love
guys?
in the air?
I picked up Elmo at his apartment. His car wasn't working. Oh, I know what it was.
Oh, my
in
car
the
was
air.
working fine.
His car was
Now,
working.
wait a
fine.
minute.
I decided not to drive after the Union Park Tavern anniversary
Yeah.
party in Flushing. So
That is a bold move.
yes.
So Scott was your Uber.
Yep. Yeah. He
All right.
picked me up, and we stopped at the boathouse for a little bit. Then we.
But
went
we
and got
went
my
to
car.
the Union Park Tavern.
Sure.
And he didn't get a parking ticket,
Well, that's good.
but his car was parked in the middle of the swing set.
Hey, at least he got it there and no one was injured. It's wintertime. Nobody's swinging at this time of year. He's okay.
My whole point with starting this is we were driving through downtown.
Yes.
And I loved those ice sculptures that they had.
Oh, okay.
All up and down the whole downtown. It was
Yeah,
really,
from
really
last,
looked good.
what was
Yeah,
that,
the,
last weekend
snow
when they
days,
did
yeah.
the snow days? Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so-
beach party snow days.
Yeah, I was going to compliment
Yeah.
those people for doing a good job.
Yeah, those ice sculptures.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and then tomorrow.
What happens tomorrow?
Well, you can relive the magic here.
What?
What about you and Elmo?
Yeah, right.
Comes out with some strapless
Strapless number.
thing,
All right.
sassy. Two
I was wearing the tube top and the hot pants. You know, that's
Ooh. Oh my.
Now, for people that are listening to this for the first time, this is we're gonna get to something serious pretty quick here.
Yeah, what?
Like what?
And then, anyways, you can watch the. I said you can listen to the replay
I think
here
so,
on
yeah.
WLIP from noon to 2.
True.
And then you can watch the video replay of this professionally produced Excuse for a Radio show on Spectrum's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5 p.m., Wednesdays at 6. And for your late night owls who have a tendency to maybe get overserved on a Friday night, the ever-popular 2:30 a.m. Saturday replay for the viewing at 2:30.
You can watch this at 2:30?
Yeah.
Help you go right to sleep.
That's right.
All that hot action on that side of the table.
that's right.
Elmo and Scotty holding hands.
Yeah.
The gentle caress.
Under the counter.
Are you guys?
I love you.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, yeah.
Thank God I have a call here, right?
Yeah, let's
talk to
Shirley.
Good morning here on Kenosha today.
Good morning, everybody, and Buddy Love.
And Buddy Love.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't encourage him.
I like that.
Hey, Shirley, I came across this story, and I thought that this might pertain to you, even though Valentine's week is over. And it was a story about a wife who finds a piece of paper in her husband's shirt pocket. You know, she was doing the laundry. And the next thing you know, she hits her husband on the head with a frying pan. And so the guy says, well, what's that for? And he says, well, who's these ladies' names on this piece of paper that was in your shirt pocket? He says, well, those are the names of the horses that I bet on this week. So a couple days pass, and so he comes in, he nails him again with a bigger frying pan. He says, what the heck's that for? She says, well, my dear, I just saw your cell phone, and it seems a couple of your horses have left you a message.
Oh,
So much for the serious portion.
That's good, yeah.
And that story made you think of Shirley.
Yeah.
Shirley,
Yeah,
have you ever hit
thanks.
your husband with a frying pan?
I don't think so.
Not that you recall. Okay.
Well,
No,
Valentine's Day is over, so you're going to tell us, did you
it's over, yeah.
did you and
And
Gunga-
Oh, Gunga was so nice.
did he send you something?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, care to share it with us?
I'm not going to say what, but he's just a special guy. That guy.
Camel hair and house coat.
Yeah.
Well,
He made it himself. He shaved Clyde.
Yeah.
Shaved his back.
Any of you guys think you could kill a cougar like that guy did barehanded?
I've killed a few
mountain lion.
cougars in my time.
That is unreal, isn't it?
that was about 300 some pounds, wasn't it? If
Yeah.
I'm correct
Yeah,
about this one.
I didn't
And he
get into the details.
wasn't a real big guy. I don't know how.
No,
the
he
heck-
wasn't that big.
No, just I don't know how he could do it.
Well, we were talking about the store of fear,
Adrenaline, yeah.
adrenaline.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
You know, and if he's not where he's supposed to be, and he's late coming home, the fear of his wife hitting him over the head with
A frying
pan put the fear of God in him, and
That would do it.
that would do it. You never hit your husband with a frying pan, did you?
I have never. No.
Wait a minute. What is that music you're playing in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, my husband's on the computer.
What? I hate to ask what he's doing.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what he's doing.
You might want to go in and look over his shoulder.
well, that's not the boom
I
chicka boom
should.
music.
I know. I never looked to see what he's looking or doing. He's just on the computer all the time.
Well,
But that would, oh my gosh, he strangled that cougar, I guess. Just, I don't know.
Elmo, you were saying you choked a cougar once, right?
I didn't choke one.
No?
No.
the cougar's husband. The cougar's husband chased
A
him.
300-pound cougar for you?
No.
Not so much?
Not that big. Not that big.
Well, I suppose if you get, you get fighting for your life, you could do it.
Are we about done with this topic?
You know, he actually learned that defense thing by watching old reruns of Kung Fu. So
The legend continues.
No,
Yeah,
I
but-
just thought that was really fascinating, that somebody could really do that.
Not as fascinating as our guy, Cy Costabile, who thwarted a guy with a gun and actually got banged over the head. And Cy's a
Guy got away, though.
national hero. So forget the cougar story. That's
yeah, did you have a wonderful Valentine's Day?
me.
All of you.
it was okay.
It was-
Okay.
When was
Had a
it?
very nice dinner.
Yeah, he did. Elmo had a date, and I had something my brother made up. So- no, I didn't celebrate Valentine's this year.
No, we had a nice dinner, that's all.
There was a lack of participation from. See, you have to have a date, right? Mm-hmm. And well, that's maybe my lack of participation. I didn't have one of those this year. So, aren't you going to feel sorry for me?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
All right, Shirley, we got to go. But
Yeah, I got to go investigate what my husband's doing.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, and I'll be listening to the two women there. It sounds interesting.
Oh, later, after 11, yeah.
yeah.
Senior Olympics, something
Senior
for you
Olympics,
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does for the elderly or advanced age.
Elderly.
Well, that's not me. It could
Those
be
are
you.
the seniors,
Yeah,
yes.
the seniors. Yeah,
Seniors, I meant to say.
yeah sure. All right, Shirley.
Okay,
Thanks,
later.
Shirley.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Later.
Speaking of production meetings, we had a good production. My daughter.
We were talking about, when did we talk about
I was
production?
just going to.
We're just trying to segue. All right. To the production meeting.
My daughter's even coming.
Well, yeah, you were saying
And
that
last week,
week.
my grandkids came.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're keeping an eye on you,
Well, they don't.
making sure you stay on task.
And on the bar stool.
Well, yeah. Doesn't he have a seatbelt on that bar stool, I thought?
Ah, come on, boys. You make it sound like I'm a big lush.
They have a harness like in a race car.
When he hits
A 5-point harness, make sure he doesn't fall off.
next year after his birthday.
Well, sometimes you get excited, Scott, and I don't want you to get hurt on coming off a bar stool.
Yeah, well, that could happen. but
That
it's
is
never
theoretically
happened.
possible.
Never
Hasn't happened yet?
No.
You've never fallen off a bar stool?
Well, I
Due
can
to
say that. I have a net.
Okay. Yeah. Who's Annette, and why is she under you to catch you?
Oh, jeez, this guy's sharp as a tack
Boy,
today.
yeah. Boy, we're
Firing on all cylinders. I got my coffee today.
Yeah, what's in it?
I'll never tell.
Got a little of I almost
No, not so much.
Spurt him in there.
No.
Well, lots have happened this week. The Trumpster declared an emergency at the border, and I don't know what that is about.
Weren't you just down near the border?
No, that's
that's on the border.
on the border.
My mistake. I thought he was down near the border. No, he was on the border. My mistake.
Let's see now. I lost my train of thought. Just, Well, at least they avoided a shutdown.
I suppose there's
Okay.
that.
And, when you think about it, and Elmo says that the president now has some kind of powers that he can declare this or take money from someplace. Elmo, why don't you enlighten us on which...
Well, we'll see what happens. The court challenges have already been filed,
Yeah.
and if they go back, I don't know. There's been 150 states of emergency declared and stuff like that. President Obama did it 10 times for different things,
Yeah.
and but we'll see what happens. But it's kind of, if you look at it, it's the wheels of government turn slowly, and I think in October this budget resolution will expire again. And they'll figure that the money that they have will be maybe just about spent, or by that time, and maybe they can get some more money, or by then the court challenge will have been resolved, and if it comes out in Trump's favor, then he'll get the money to continue it. So it's just kind of he's taking the long-term look at this thing, and we'll see what happens. I don't know.
he wanted $1.6 million.
No, he wanted five. No,
okay, but they gave 1.6.
5.7 billion.
Billion, I'm sorry. How many millions you think this attorney fees are going to cost in this 2-year court challenge?
Well, we're paying for all of it,
Yeah,
so it's on the taxpayer's dime. What the heck?
But the thing that really I didn't care for is they didn't pay. They paid the back wages of all the government employees, but not the contractors that were due money.
Right.
And you kind of wonder, well, here we are. Why did we have to close the government down in the first place? And so I hope we don't have to go that route again. And, it's going to be a big fiasco when going through the challenges and court cases. And at any rate, we'll talk about that. Oh, but here's the new Green Deal. The Green New Deal. Representative Alexandria, how do you pronounce it? Ocasio-Cortez. Comes up, and did you hear about this?
No, thankfully I
The
missed
Green
it.
New Deal. She's proposing. Where's she? Is she out of New York?
New York, yep.
Yeah.
She proposes she would guarantee all Americans a job, free college, free health care, affordable housing, and most telling, economic security, even if they are unwilling to work.
She also wants to eliminate the entire airline industry and put high-speed trains all across the ocean to Europe so that we can get there that way. And
What is she smoking?
She must.
that's what happens when you get a lunatic communist bartender in Congress. So,
I thought when I first read that, I had to read the name. I thought it said Irish Ruth on the top of this thing. After which she was, where do we sign up for this? Unwilling
right.
to work. I don't know what colors the sky in her world, but it's just.
yeah, she needs to hop on her unicorn and fly across the rainbow back to wherever she came
to Oz.
Yeah, Oz.
And then we were talking earlier about Amazon was going to go into New York.
Well, that's her other
so
champion.
She was going, or she was involved with that.
Oh, sure, she was the head of that. Was,
she's the one that said something stupid, right, and caused Amazon to say forget
well, it's
it.
in her district where they were going to put it. So
Take a call here, Wacky Wayne. Hey, good morning. You're on Kenosha today. Hello.
hello.
Hey, Scott Barter, how are you, sir?
Oh, little Anthony.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Why is it a big deal to dream big, man? Why can't dream big? Obviously, this Green New Deal, all of it's not going to come to fruition.
Hope none of it comes to fruition.
You start thinking about these ideas, and you try to figure out it's a vision, and it's how it's starting a way to dream big and get us into a different kind of mindset.
So
why is that such a bad thing? I mean, there was one time when someone said, Scott Barter should be heard by more than just people on Channel 14. Let's take him to the radio. That was
see how well that worked out.
Anthony,
But look at it now.
Yeah.
Anthony, did you
Top-rated morning show on WLIP from
did you read that
10
thing?
to noon on Saturday, man.
Anthony,
Top-rated
she
show.
wants to get rid of cows and meat. No more steaks, no more hamburgers, no more any of that.
No more dreaming big for you when you go into a restaurant. See, now it's hitting a little closer to
I'm
home.
a science fiction guy. I love science fiction. I've been reading it since I was 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
And some of these authors have put across an extremely different viewpoint of where we're at now to where they are envisioning a world.
Okay.
A world without meat Well, you know, you're talking about the resources needed to grow meat and all this stuff. Maybe not in your generation, in my lifetime or my kids' lifetime, but maybe we'll see some place where meat's not grown on land anymore, but in vats and things like that.
Wait a minute.
Which
Meat's
takes
not
less resources.
You said meat
it's
is
about
not
a vision. It's not necessarily all of this is going to come.
Okay.
Going to happen and legislate it, but it's an idea of how do you start moving away from some of the things that are so toxic to our society.
I got a question.
Why are they
for you.
toxic? I don't
Wait a
think
minute.
they're
I got a question for you. You just said meat. What plant does meat grow on? I missed that part.
No, meat grown in...
What plants do meat grow on?
Yeah, you said the meat, we can't grow meat anymore.
So a staple in science fiction is that meat can be grown in vats and in...
You familiar with
manufactured
Soylent Green?
Okay, here's another
people,
one.
You know.
Here's another.
People.
It's people!
Here's another one. A dream for you, Mr. City Council President. You just said they were going to dream big, and you can take a train across the lake. How about us putting the trolley across the harbor? I always said those things could float.
You could always bring it back to the trolley, can't you? Do you wake up in the middle of the night and yell, "Trolley"?
I just don't get up to take a leak, you know. I got things on my mind.
I don't know. I know it sounds wacky what this lady's proposing, but it's about a vision. It's about an idea. It's about start talking about some of the agricultural things that happen are detrimental to the environment. So you have to talk about how do you do these things that still satisfies what our society wants, but does it in a way that's less damaging to the environment.
No,
we only got one planet, guys, except for the
Anthony,
one Scott came from, but we can't get back to that planet.
Anthony, you being the science fiction buff, I'm sure you're familiar with the movie Forbidden Planet and what happened to that society after they, achieved pretty much everything that that is in the Green New Deal, and everybody lived the life of leisure. What happened to them?
Yeah, Anthony, and what happened?
I did not read Forbidden Planet.
Oh,
so
it's a great movie. So.
Hey, well, I got to let you go because we're a little bit behind. I got to get to a break here, but I just wanted to congratulate you. Somebody took a picture of you ice skating in bright green stretch pants at the festival last Saturday. So it's on social media.
Have a good day, guys, and stop feeding up on the dreamers.
Oh, jeez, get called to task. All right, I got to read this first, and then we'll get to the weather. Who's on the weather? Pete? Okay. Once again, a very good morning to everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the February 16th edition of the award-winning Kenosha Today Weekly Report. Coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, spreading the love with our friend Buddy. We'll get to him in a minute. On the red-hot airways of WLIP to over 1.4 million people residing in the Kenosha Today Nation. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook. And I guess we're not really rude there. And are we, Elmo? We're not rude. Oh, yeah, I loved your post this week on Valentine's Day. A guy proposing at Moron Mountain. We are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. In the House of Cheer this morning, Elmo Snyder joins our Encounter group.
Good morning.
And also joining the Kenosha Today Nation, formerly known as the Love Doctor, now Buddy Love.
Buddy Love.
Yeah.
Spider,
Good morning, everybody.
Spider Ronnie joined the camera. Do you have to get new stationery and business cards printed up, Buddy Love?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Instaprint.
Instaprint. And, of course, engineering and board operating the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning. Prettiest face here at Alpha Media. Wacky Wayne is here pushing all the right buttons, allowing us to take your phone calls, 262-694-1050.
He leaves it up to us to push the wrong buttons. Right?
It's true.
Well,
somebody's got to do it.
Coming up after the 11:30 break, our weekly editorial segment, High Five, Zingers, and Doofuses. And this week, As the Icicle Turns.
As the icicle turns.
Also, no one in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And if you happen to win it, which is spelled correctly, by the way, we're going to send you a $20 Boathouse gift card. And again, the show is being recorded for training purposes.
Litigation.
Well,
It's almost always litigation.
Look at the phones light up now, huh?
See, I say litigation and the phones light up.
Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
This is Gunga from Libertyville.
Gunga, how is everything down there with you and your Camel Clyde?
Super duper. He's developing a very nice pooper.
Well, now that he shaved down for that camel hair coat,
He's working out also. He's on the treadmill for 5 hours a day. It's excellent. His bottom is just the way Mr. Love Doctor would like it. I was listening to your conversation. I was wondering if your buddy Anthony is drinking unicorn piss. Because nobody could be that stupid on his own.
Uh-oh.
Well, he's the city council president, and...
Well, there you go. Politics as usual, then.
Well, he's a pretty bright guy. I mean, stupid might be a stretch.
He's a dreamer.
He's a dreamer,
Oh, a dreamer. Oh, yes. This Cortez is probably one of his biggest fans. Then.
Yeah. How about that free economic security if you're unwilling to work? You know what they left out?
That would apply to you, gentlemen, then perfectly.
Yes. We're willing. We just don't do anything worthwhile. Anyway, you can debate that if you'd like to.
Mr. Illiterate, the man that can't spell, I have no backing for your opinion whatsoever.
Well, I hear in this the Green New Deal.
You're not spell illiterate.
Huh?
Exactly.
They left out provisions for household pets like your camel. There should be free college, but there's no provisions in this bill for a guy like you that has a camel in the neighborhood.
Yeah, camel feed.
Camel feed, yeah.
Now, getting back to Mr. Anthony, they forgot about him, too. You said he was a dreamer.
Yeah. Well,
they left out the dreamers again.
Well, the only thing he dreams is if they don't put a big plate of mashed potatoes and meatloaf in front of him. That's dreaming. That's going down the wrong direction. And that this gal was proposed this thing, wants to have, like I almost said, trains going over the ocean. We could with that thought in mind, we could certainly put our trolley across the harbor, don't you think?
Oh, that or buy Evel Knievel's cannon, the one that he tried to get across the Grand Canyon.
That's the one he fell short on, right?
A little short. You might need a bigger parachute for as many people you might want to shoot over there.
I remember that. I was watching a clip of that back, and he failed. They told him the winds weren't right, and he did it anyway, and ended up in the whatever river that is, Colorado River.
Colorado.
Yeah. Hey, Shirley claims when she called in that you gave her something special for Valentine's. Do you want to share?
Certainly not, because her husband is probably on the computer listening.
Okay. I'm starting to get a very clear picture here.
Yes, I understand you're having women on your show for a first time in a while, huh?
Yeah, they're coming in after 11, and they're going to be promoting the 40th anniversary of Wisconsin Senior Olympics.
Yeah, excellent.
Are
excellent.
you?
I would hope you gentlemen will be on your best behavior and know how to handle yourself.
Not likely.
Literally.
Now, here's an event that you could probably participate in marriage here, because you've been married 9 times. So you could be the head lecturer, guest speaker, keynote speaker on how to.
I could be the ambassador of stupid.
Well,
I'm sorry, that position's already been filled.
You might have a couple of us vying for that position. So, anyway, what else is going on in your world?
I'm sitting in the garage sorting wrenches.
That sounds like an exciting life.
Crescent wrenches or
nonsense.
Crescent wrenches, socket wrenches?
Yeah.
Box wrenches?
A bevy of both.
A bevy of both.
A little adjustable.
Hey, are you back? Are you back in the dating scene?
I certainly am. As soon as your ex-wife contacts me.
You want her number? 555. Gunga, I gotta go.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, bye. Oh, I can just see me and Gunga together with my ex at the Thanksgiving dinner.
Yep.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Who's talking this nonsense about a streetcar crossing the harbor?
Hi, Bubba. Hey, well, you know what? This lady was proposing this in the Green New Deal that trains would go over the ocean, and I thought for sure that the trolleys would go across the Kenosha
It's called
Harbor.
a streetcar, jackass.
Mr. Jackass. Okay, but that's so.
Doesn't anybody ever talk about ocean spray anymore?
Hey, do you know?
I remember,
I
I remember going to the expo and seeing ocean spray and getting their free juice. See.
You know, one of our callers sent me an email during the week, and
Well, let's see here. You ever say that to yourself?
to what?
A verbal. Let's see. I keep saying, let's see.
Oh, I see.
Let's see.
Okay. Well, okay.
Verbal tick. See.
Well, let's see if you know.
Yeah.
Do you know
There
anything
go.
about?
You say it to yourself now. You'll be walking around saying.
I probably
"And
will.
Let's see here.
Okay, now wait. I got a serious question to ask you. I got contacted by one of our
Loyal listeners.
Well, yeah. And do you know anything
Oh,
about
boy.
prostitution in Kenosha back in the 70s?
Oh, sure. I want to talk about that at the next city council meeting. That was right around the time when we stopped manufacturing hosiery in Kenosha. See? Yeah. I once knew a pimp by the name of Fat Daddy. See?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I believe he drove a Hornet.
I thought it was a Studebaker.
No, it was American Motors.
Oh,
That's when all the prostitution was around in Kenosha.
Oh, that's.
I remember.
We called it Sin City.
I'm
Seriously.
going to talk about that next week. I'll look it up with the microfilm. Yeah.
All right.
You know, I heard a story of a friend of mine that got smushed into a taxi cab in Kenosha. I want to talk about the taxis somewhat in Kenosha. See,
Yeah, they don't have a van. Some of these taxis for.
could you imagine being smushed in a cab because they're not handicap accessible?
Well, is there some kind of law on?
And she said she could not use what is Uber, say.
Yeah. Well,
And she said Lyft. I said Lyft. Lyft what? That was a joke, see.
Okay.
Are you going to the expo? Kenosha Expo.
Oh, it's now called the Kenosha No Show.
No. You'll get free stuff there.
Oh, that's right.
I'll be there both days.
Oh, you will.
I have enough keychains.
You know, we had this is a true story.
I like keychains and I like cookies.
About 10 years ago, Kenosha Today had a booth there. And we spent all this money. And so my daughter says, you got to get candy. Because everybody, they walk around with the bags and you got them. So we had a little monitor there. And we were showing replays of like one of our best of with all the highlights. So I'm standing right behind this huge woman. She
What
had to
is
go.
best of?
Well, it's a.
Who jackass is talking, say.
Right. So anyway,
Ocean Spray gave away free juice.
Okay, let me finish this. I got to get to this. So I'm standing talking to this guy behind a woman that's has to go 350. She takes 2 big handfuls of my candy and throws it in her bag and points to the monitor and says, I never liked that moron anyway. As she's taking my free candy. I used
to get free juice, though.
Okay.
And nobody talks about Ocean Spray. Are they still here?
I don't know.
I can't believe
they're
somebody
still
got
here.
smushed into a taxi cab in Kenosha. What's the deal with that?
We'll have to get to that. You know, bouncing.
English Ruth?
Yeah.
You know?
I know who she is, yes.
They got a free newspaper at the cafeteria today.
Hey,
I want some free juice.
I got to get to this game here before these
you're
gals come in. So
It's called a streetcar, jackass, not a trolley.
I got it. Okay, Bubba. Thanks. Thanks for calling, Bubba.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we better get to now, boys and girls, it's time to play Kenosha's fastest growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City and Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WLIP within the last 60 days. We'll now clear the phone lines, and I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple choice question and you will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. After that, you will hear the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha. Open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials, and to include reduced prices during the happy hours from Mondays through Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. And enjoy a beautiful waterfront view and stop in for their big Sunday brunch, serving from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And if you're planning a party, hang in there, buddy. Planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce at 262-654-9922, or you can find them on the web at boathousekenosha.com. All right, the phone lines are clear. Here's the very sophisticated question. What is the most important thing to remember when Kenosha declares a snow emergency? A, it's permissible to park your car sideways in the middle of the road. B, $30 parking tickets are way overrated. Or C, it's okie dokie to flip off a snowplow driver after he buries your driveway with 4 feet of snow. First caller, 262-694-1050. We've got callers already here, huh?
Look at it go.
Oh, wow. Top popular topic, huh?
Hello?
Good morning, who's this?
This is Colleen.
Colleen?
Yes.
All right, Colleen. Now, just so you know, Colleen, this is
oh boy,
a very legitimate contest, and that today's very sophisticated question has been licked and sealed in an official Kenosha Today envelope and kept in a Long Island iced tea glass on Funk and Wagnall's porch since last night's production meeting. And you, Colleen, with all your powers, being the all-omniscient, all-knowing, all-telling sage soothsayer and former Kenosha trolley driver, will ascertain the correct answer to this very sophisticated question. Right, Colleen?
Yes.
Remember the question?
Something about a trolley driver.
No.
No, that's she's had me going there. All right, here's the question. What is the most important thing to remember when Kenosha declares a snow emergency? A, it's permissible to park your car sideways in the middle of the road. B, $30 parking tickets are way overrated. Or C, it's okie dokie to flip off a snowplow driver after he buries your driveway with 4 feet of snow. Colleen?
C.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct answer. Now, you've never done that personally, have you?
No. No,
Why
I'd
not?
never do that.
She would never.
Why not?
I don't. I'm not in Kenosha right now, so.
Oh, you don't have to be. Oh, are you? Do you live in Kenosha?
Pleasant Prairie.
Oh, that's part of Kenosha. Last we heard,
Kenosha land.
Kenosha land. Yeah. So Colleen, do you listen to this dribble at all? I mean, or are you one of these first-time caller, last-time listener people?
No, I listen quite regular.
As I've said before, you probably need more therapy, just like the rest of the people. So, anyway, off the air, you know where the boathouse is, right?
Yes.
So who are you going to bring with this $25 gift certificate?
One of my friends.
Oh, yeah? Is it a she?
Yes.
Oh, well, come at 3 o'clock on Fridays and bring a little extra cash, and you can join us for a Kenosha Today production meeting.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Okay. Bring extra cash. All right, off the air, Wacky Wayne is going to get your information, and I'll send this out to you on Monday. Okay, Colleen?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Don't go away. Don't go away.
Go away. No.
All right, and while he's reading that, you can read this Union Park Tavern thing.
Union Park Tavern.
They were on,
Yep.
On our show, had to be 20 years ago. Mm-hmm.
So that's Union Park Tavern, 4528th Avenue in Kenosha. Open 365 days a year from 8 a.m. until legal bar closing time, except for Friday when they open at 7.
Who would be foolish enough to go to a bar at 7 in the morning?
I don't know.
Oh, our guests are here, so we got to be on our best behavior. Are you going to stick around after?
No.
Who's going to push the buttons?
Somebody. K-Dog. He volunteered.
That guy?
Yeah, he's your friend. Hopefully he can push buttons with the best of them.
He owes us money.
Then you better collect before he starts pushing buttons, otherwise you guys aren't going to get very far. Remember how you say there's that one button that takes you off the air? Yeah, I told K-Dog which one it is. Good luck with the last hour.
You are kidding, right?
Oh, my.
You know,
am I?
Like Elmo says, when the program manager calls in the middle of a show, that's not good.
Not usually, no.
Anyway,
I mean something's happening.
Before we get to the break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the 40th anniversary of the Wisconsin Senior Olympics. And I think I've got some of these contestants things. I think I can compete.
Yeah? You think you got skills?
I got skills.
Yeah?
Some of them might be a little deteriorated, but
Do we want to take this call?
all of those are for me.
Well,
Yeah.
one of them is. Two of them are unavailable, so I'm ignoring
Well,
those two.
take the good one.
You want to take the good one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning on Kenosha today.
Good morning, Uncle Scotty. It's Irish Ruth. I want to bring something really pertinent and inspiring. Yesterday on WLAP, I heard about a lady who lived to be 100 years old. And her first name is Margaret, so you can verify it with other listeners. She accredited the fact that she lived to be 100 to the fact that men are more trouble than they're worth. And I want to antidote that statement.
Well, how's
Can I
how is
please?
this pertinent to me?
It's pertinent to you to
Stay away from women?
establish the fact that she said men are not worth it. They're more trouble. So don't be involved. Don't get married, and you'll live to be 100 years old. So I want to antidote her statement. It is pertinent to you.
Well,
Okay.
Make it snappy, will you? I mean,
That was more pertinent
Okay.
to Buddy Love here, I think. So.
you know what?
If you saw the interview between Elizabeth Dole and Bob Dole, you would understand
Oh.
how incredible
Ruth, we don't care
a
about
guy
Bob
can
Dole.
have an incredible girl. And a great man has a great woman behind him. And I brought George Armstrong Custer to Pete's Union Park last Saturday, but he was in the bag. And I had to leave to catch the train.
Wait,
at
wait.
10:20.
You know, I get contacted by people during the week, and they think you're an actor that we pay to come up with this stuff. This can't be real. You know, Libby Custer.
Do you know I'm not really a drama queen, and while I enjoy theater a lot, I don't know that I would actually want to participate in it. It's not a humble
you know, we're losing you again. It's cold weather and the tower's frozen up, and we didn't put enough tinfoil on it, so.
I hate when we run out of tinfoil. You'd think, high-power radio station, we'd have more tinfoil.
We got more duct tape than you can shake a stick at. And,
But not enough tinfoil.
Not enough tinfoil.
And that's okay.
And then it appears that we hung up on her, which we didn't.
No.
We
no.
just.
Well, that's the phone lines. That has nothing to do with us.
You know, if we were, I think if we were on the FM side where they have the good equipment, stuff like that wouldn't happen.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. It probably still would.
Your replacement is here.
Well, you were worried?
Well, no.
Then what do you...
Well, I mean, I didn't know.
Ye of so little faith.
Anyway, we get back. We're going to talk about the Wisconsin Senior
Like I'd
Olympics.
let you operate the board here.
Hey,
You
Ron's been
can't
trained.
spell. You can't spell four-letter words correctly, let
Hey,
alone
I want you to
operate
know
the board
something.
here.
Ask Mr. K-Dog there. I
Yes.
know Excel. I've got experience on how to do all this stuff.
Yeah, you and your dot matrix printer and 37 pages, writing a book to print out one thing.
537
Yeah,
pages.
right.
I told him, I says, I just got a big carton of 10 reams of paper, 500 each, you know. I says, bring me your Excel stick. I'm ready for you this year.
Yeah, you're not ready. He's not ready.
Yeah.
Not ready.
Anyway,
Anyways,
how much time we got here? About a minute?
you got 2 minutes.
2 minutes, well.
You think you can handle that for 2 minutes?
Oh, you want to finish off this Amazon thing, Amo? Oh, before we do that, this was a story about Madison. You know, you talk about. I should have asked.
Madison, the
idiotic
state,
things they do up there?
Madison, the state capital, or
Yeah,
Madison,
the city
some
of Madison.
little girl.
The
Okay.
Moscow of the Midwest.
They
Okay.
they are allowing people to bring your dog to work.
They do that at all sorts of places.
I mean, just not one day, like to bring your daughter to work.
Oh, like
bring your
it-
dog to work
Like all the
All
time.
all the time. And
So if you get 375 dogs in City Hall, or
It'll sound just like City Hall at any other time. I
it'll
mean,
smell
really.
like it too.
it's
Okay.
not just
see?
a one-time bring your pooch to work. Dogs have become welcome as part of our lives in society.
Okay.
So I think Mr. Anthony Kennedy ought to call back, and we better have them introduce this because we don't want to take a second fiddle to Madison. According to this, it improves the workflow in offices, and they're just fun to have around, and it relaxes people. Well,
Except when they're biting you in the leg.
yeah, what happens? Yeah, and what happens when you have these little pyramids all the way through your office? You know, K-Dog
Little
was in an
pyramids?
office
What, are you
setting.
working in Egypt?
No, when a dog lifts his leg or
Okay.
prints the tail up, and
Sure.
geez, that's going to make things a little sloppy around the office.
Theoretically, they'll have rules that say your dog must be, housebroken and all that stuff. Yeah.
They'll make them wear diapers.
Right.
Doggy diapers.
Dogs have become welcome as part of our lives in society. So we should go out with Who Let the Dogs Out, huh?
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
See?
You had to end it with that, didn't you?
That didn't end. We're not done yet. We still got a couple seconds. Here, I'll end it with this.
It's the crappiest show on radio.
Good morning, everybody. If you just joined us, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the February 16th pick-to-click edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. We are live and local, which is always somewhat of a challenge. If you've just joined us here in the Kenosha Today Encounter Group, we are broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP on your radio dial, 262-694-1050. We are being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. We are taking serious journalism to an all-time high. We span the globe, reporting on national and state stories, local issues, and basically we're just trying to be your go-to guys for all the fake news stories that are being reported these days. Joining us this morning, my personality advisor, Elmo Schneider, is in the house.
I'm way back here. They made me sit in the corner.
It's a good place for you.
Can he share this with you? Elmo.
It goes this far. Here, Elmo.
Jeez.
His headphones don't reach that far.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you. And
That's all he needs to say.
We've got guests in this, and let's kind of pretend like we know what we're doing.
Well, you've been doing it for a while, so you're pretty good at that, Scott.
Yeah. Anyway, every young snot-nosed little kid's role model, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie, is now going by Buddy Love, looking very stylish. You guys probably never saw what a real Buddy Love looks like. Well, that is it right there. And performing as both our engineer and board operator, filling in for Wacky Wayne. Where did he end up taking off to?
He's, FM.
FM.
FM. Well, John Perry is not feeling well, so Wayne was called into duty to run the FM remote.
Leave it to the FM guys to screw the whole day up.
Yeah,
huh?
well,
Well, but anyway, joining in his place is JumboJimTronMan.com. Selovich is here on short notice,
Short notice, yes.
Anyway, we're always delighted that when you join us.
Thank you.
And, of course, you haven't heard anything about what we've done the first. Apparently, we had to blip something.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
No, well, that's
yeah,
okay.
I heard a word.
It's always not good when the program director calls in the middle of a show, but at least I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
This time.
You don't quite know what to think, right?
Yeah. Status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And if you happen to get lucky and say this morning's secret word, we will even send you a Boathouse $20 gift card. Now, Susan here is a former teacher. Now, that is spelled correctly, correct?
Don't say it, though.
No, don't say it. That's a secret
although
word.
I do teach math, not English.
Oh, and I was so proud of my spelling. Normally coming up at this half hour, Captain Mike will give us a call with his message of hope and desperation, but he's down in Mexico, and apparently he's going to be helping Trump build the wall down there.
Oh.
So
good luck with
if
that.
He calls, yeah. And I guess also joining us is Susan Goss Walker and Molly Bartlett. That's right? Bartlett?
It's Bartelt, but
Bartelt.
I don't answer to anything. They always mix it up.
Well, just Molly is simple.
There you are.
Susan Goss Walker. We have a friend of ours named K-Dog Walker.
No relation.
Not only does he owe us money, he's up for some National Husband of the Year award, apparently. And we'll have to get to the bottom. You sure you're no relation to that guy, huh?
Yeah, no, sorry to say.
Not as sorry as some. We got to take a caller and then we'll get to this.
We do.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
It's unavailable.
Oh, no, we're not going to take it.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't tell me that.
Well, I didn't know it was ringing.
Yeah, for these dopes that call in, it's unavailable. Why would you do that?
If your line comes in, it says unavailable, we don't take your call.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, I get calls at my house all the time unavailable. That's usually some mad...
That's the outgoing call.
Unavailable. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You want to do the top 10?
You can use it. Sure, why not?
Well...
It's your show, pal.
It is?
I was just eating...
I was
eating breakfast while about an hour
What
ago.
would you rather do? Come in here and have a couple yucks for an hour, or sit and feed your face?
Well, we got ladies in the building too, so it's only an upgrade for the show today. That's all I gotta say.
Is this a real call?
I don't know. It says unavailable.
Well, then we're not taking it.
Well,
okay, so let's go back to the...
Here we go.
Written in our home office at Amen Corner on the deck of the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, where gray hairs matter. This week's top 10 thought-provoking category. You know that gray hairs matter and thought-provoking and Amen Corner, that friend of ours, K-Dog, he's the one that named that. I just thought I'd interject that. These are the top 10 cool things about being a community watchdog. Number 10, in the course of a lifetime, you will eat your weight in sausages. Number 9, believes in an afterlife and fully expects Ray Meisner to be there. Number 8, has named at least one child after a trolley driver. Number 7, average of 2 times a day, looks in the mirror and screams, "I am a moron." Number 6, is under FBI surveillance because his sideburns are the size of his ego. Number 5, thinks Summers is a safe place to build a fence without a permit. Number 4, able to get into political fundraisers as a retired federally elected alderman. Number 3, can't stand building inspectors who show up wearing raccoon suits. And number 2, doesn't have to declare his tips when working as a bathroom attendant. And the trifecta cool thing about being a community watchdog, hates to work, has no life, and nobody cares. Hey, how about that? I ended right on the money.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you. All right. Now, getting back to our special guest.
Yes.
Of course, I introduced Molly Bartell, yes. And Susan, being a former teacher, you can probably...
Math teacher.
A math teacher. See why I never went to Harvard.
That's the only reason?
I got drafted. Anyway, we're going to have the 40th anniversary of the Wisconsin Senior Olympics. So, Molly, you're the, of course, you're the executive director here, right?
I am.
So, and where are you in Milwaukee? Someplace?
Yep, we have an office at Land Title Services. It's they have donated space, and it's 7700 West Blue Mound Road.
Now, where's this Olympics going to take place?
We have over 20 different events that take place in a variety of places throughout southeastern Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
Table tennis actually occurs right here at the Boys and Girls Club in Kenosha. And then we have other events in Milwaukee, one out down, we have Racine. It's just a variety of places that we try to, find a way for people to, come down to southeastern Wisconsin and experience quite a few of the counties down in this area.
So if you're living in Milwaukee and you want to do the table tennis, you got to come down here, right?
We do, yeah,
okay.
we do.
And some of the other events or
the sports,
pickleball is a kind of a new thing, right? You have to have a regular. Yeah, I don't see a pickle in this picture.
That's like floor tennis, isn't it? It's like playing tennis with the net on the floor.
Well, tennis you play with the net on the floor too.
Right.
But it's like combining tennis with table tennis and even what was that?
Badminton.
Badminton. Oh, see, that's why it's good to have an athlete here. But pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in the country right now, and it's actually our largest sport. You use a wooden paddle with a wiffle ball, and the court is smaller than a tennis court, and so you don't have to run around as much, and there's a lot more strategy, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy. There's a lot of what we call dinking at the net.
That's me. Sign me up for the dinking. I'm in. I'm your dink guy.
Dinking at the net. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. One of the mistakes that tennis players make when they come to this sport is they stand in what's called the kitchen. Not allowed to do that. If you're in the kitchen, you have to wait for a bounce. Things like that. Just a few different little nuances that make pickleball a little bit different from tennis. But otherwise, the tennis people have a real good carryover into pickleball.
Sounds like you have to have your own vocabulary. Dinking and
in the kitchen. You're in the kitchen.
yeah.
You can't hit the ball in the kitchen unless it bounces first. Is that correct?
Yeah, but this is a
that how it
wiffle
is?
ball. I mean,
well, it's a wiffle ball with.
Well, it's a little bit of a hybrid wiffle ball.
Oh yeah, it's a heavier.
It's a heavier wiffle ball. So
do they play?
It's a waffle ball.
How many feet wide is this roughly?
It's about as wide as a tennis net, right?
I believe
a little shorter.
I believe that it's the size of a badminton court.
Oh, okay. That's not very big. So if I got in the pickleball deal, I wouldn't have to do a lot of moving.
It's a lot less moving than tennis, which is why I like it.
I don't want to work up a real sweat here, you know.
Oh, don't be deceived. You still sweat, don't you?
Well, maybe then lawn bowling would be for you, Scott.
There you go.
Yeah, there you are. There you are.
That's about
or croquet. We got croquet too.
It's about as exciting as watching paint dry, you know.
Shuffleboard. I bet
There you go,
shuffleboard you
shuffleboard.
could handle.
Napping in the lawn chair. That's another one for you, Scott. You can try that one.
Here's something that caught my my eye here. Shop our 40th anniversary apparel and wine items. The last two words are wine items.
Oh,
is that a sport? Is that a recognized Olympic sport? No.
Not yet, but we're always open to suggestions. Absolutely.
Well, sign me up for that too. I can't get hurt drinking a little wine. You know, I have a story to tell about wine, but I probably shouldn't. I was at a party one time.
He's going to say that.
I'm going to tell you anyway, but I just can't say. I was at this party, and I bring up as a guest. You know, I brought a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And so
did you drink the entire bottle of wine?
I'm going to get to that.
Okay. All right.
This gal who was hosting the party, she had one of these little $2.99 cork openers, right?
Yeah.
Corkscrews. Well, she did this, and the cork went down into the bottle. So what did she proceed to do? She took the bottle in front of all the other guests and said, "Scott Barter, with this bottle," and showed everybody who I didn't know. Tried to embarrass me. Can you imagine that?
Can you imagine? I can imagine a lot of things I want to say.
You can't make stuff like that up.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
All right, now where were we? We were I lost my train of thought sometimes.
Maybe I'll help you. The wine is actually being put together this year because we are celebrating our 40th anniversary, and not many people are aware of the Wisconsin Senior Olympics, so it's really nice that you would have us on, Susan and I, to talk about it. It is for people, it has been for people who are 50 and older, and you hear the word senior and you think, oh, it's like, you know, grandma's senior center, and it is not that at all. And with this being our 40th anniversary, we were also opening it to people who are 40 through 49 as well. So getting more people in the game is our mission.
So if I sign up for any of these events, I could conceivably be going up against a 50-year-old?
Well, no. You compete in the age group in 5-year age increments. So if you're 50, you would compete against 50 to 54-year-olds.
That's my...
Keep going. Keep going for Scott. Keep going.
60.
65.
Well, and...
You're going to stretch this out, aren't you? Yes, cemetery reservations.
Well, you shouldn't knock it. We actually have people in their 90s who compete.
God bless.
So.
Nice.
Yep, and when you start out young, you are more likely to keep your health and keep active. And, you know,
there you are. That's why you're bringing people in at 40 to get them conditioned to continue on with it.
Absolutely.
Look, I'm wearing this because pitchers and catchers report this week.
Yeah, he's wearing a Brewer jersey, by the way, folks, who can't
until they
see
start losing
through
the Cubs.
radio.
Yeah.
Until they start losing the Cubs, then you'll see him wearing Cub stuff. He's
Hey, I backed the team's winning. Right?
Anyways.
Now, where was I going with that? I was going to ask
let's
you.
bring
No,
back,
I've never
let's bring
met
it back
him.
to Molly.
I've never met Molly. So I look like a pretty finely tuned piece of athletic equipment, don't you think?
I think you look pretty good if you're in your 70s. That's
Not quite.
I hate it when a gal comes on here, not even in 20 minutes, and she's cracking jokes like that. Yeah.
Sorry. It's the environment here.
Don't apologize.
Yeah, we apologize for the smell. 70. I'm not quite 70, but I'm
joking. Just joking.
No, you're right on, Molly. He's a couple years away from that.
Actually, I'm probably about 10 months away from
10 months away from it.
Oh, then you know what? Here's a strategy for you. We know. So right now you'd be competing in the 65 to 69 year age group.
Yeah.
And you're at the older end of your age group.
You have to keep bringing that up.
So once you turn 70, you'll be the youngest in your age
Look
group.
at
and
that.
You will be much more competitive. What's your sport?
Drinking?
Well, I was getting back to the wine.
Well, you're wearing the Brewers gear. Are you a softball player?
No, I never played softball, but I did play
He was a
baseball.
good
Okay.
baseball player
Fair
back
enough.
in the
Until I
day.
was 46.
My
and I-
dad used to tell me stories about Scott Barter, you know, back when I was like 2.
Your mother
3 years
didn't
old.
ever mention my name.
No, not at all. Not a lot of women mentioned your name at all back in the day.
And no, not today either.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
What sport would you play? What?
well, I don't know.
Scott?
You know,
I got a
Yeah,
here's
give me a list here.
calendar.
Yeah, take a look. See what you're going to sign up for.
well, the bowling doesn't. You know, I took another story. I took a 5-year-old kid who I was mentoring some
Okay.
years ago, and I used to take him bowling on Saturday mornings before I did this nonsense. So we go out to the surf, and so the little kid's sitting there with a little snot running down, and so the guy says, "Do you want to?" He asked me if I wanted the bumper guards, and before I said anything, he says, the little kid says, "No, I don't need them, but he does." Bumper guards. I said, "Why go waste your money?"
So then you left a kid there and said, "See you later, kid." And,
Yeah,
and
I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since.
Well, a 5K run, that's going to be a little chilly.
Well, the 5K run actually is the first Saturday in August. It's a beautiful day, and we actually hold it right on the Racine Lakefront.
Oh, okay. That's
And
nice run.
it's wonderful, a wonderful run.
Oh, so I was thinking, because this says
Yep.
Thursday, February 28th, but that's just the
Yeah.
inaugurations, right?
Kind of, yeah. Look at this. We have an event on February 28th called the Try It Experience and Kickoff Celebration, because a lot of people aren't quite sure where to start. They're nervous. They think, well, you have to be really fit. And so this year we thought, let's get something going right in February for people to come out and try some of these sports. We'll actually have a pickleball net and pickleball paddle, so you need to stop by.
I will. I see this. Here's an event that called the Zoo Walk.
Okay.
And guess where they're having it? WIP
the zoo?
Studio Alpha Media. Right here.
Right here?
Or the Zoo Walk.
The Zoo Walk. That's about right. That's about right.
Well, that one is a slower paced event. It's just 1 mile around the Milwaukee County Zoo, and it's fun too.
I was just at the zoo not too long ago, but horseshoes, I don't know about that. That's
It's actually held at a bar in St. Francis.
now we're talking.
All right.
So
there we go.
much
Okay,
fun.
well, maybe I will do horseshoes.
Yeah, I think it's Joe's K Ranch, and last year we moved it there, and it really did have a nice atmosphere and a feeling like you're not an oldie, you're an old
You
person.
keep bringing that up. Looking at me like
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to break the
yeah,
the
I can
stereotype,
see that,
and
yeah,
I just
mhm.
put my my foot in my mouth.
Lawn bowling, I might be able to do that. Table tennis, I'm not thrilled. Shuffleboard, croquet. You know, I had a place when I was visiting in Florida, and they have nighttime shuffleboard tournaments. I mean, these people take it serious. They got lights on. They play till like 10, 11 at night. But what's the cycling? Bicycling?
Yeah, the cycling event is a real thrilling event out at Menominee Park, and it's a 1 mile loop, and there are time trials.
1 mile and I'll be looped. Another event I can be in.
Here.
And they have time trials, so you start every 30 seconds and you're not starting in the pack, or you have the road races. And we actually have people doing the 40K cycling road race. It's really fun to see them take off. Yeah.
Yeah, I got another story. You know,
Is there a website people can go to and check all this out?
Oh, yeah. We have a website. It's WISeniorolympics.com.
Okay.
you know, they had, remember when they used to have the, what's the thing around Library Park? Food Folks and Spokes?
Food Folks and Spokes.
Well, the one year they had a race where they called it a celebrity race, so they invited me. 1 lap around.
Yeah.
And you were going, you know, 1 lap
Sure.
around. What could go wrong here? Well, I don't have a bike, so this cyclist gives me his 27 speed. He was gonna partake in the big race.
And you got on it?
He didn't tell me there was no brakes on these things.
Yeah.
So I'm out of the blocks and I'm going around the first, which would be the south west corner.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you go down the hill.
Go by the temple,
And
yeah.
I'm looking for the brakes, and there aren't no brakes.
Oh, my God.
So I hit this oak tree. And this poor guy's $300 bike is just all mangled. Everybody's back at the, and now my shirt's all ripped and I'm full of mud.
Right.
And my life, actually,
Oh, sure.
was right in front of me there. I wasn't in it very often, but
You're right.
I had to go back and be the bearer of bad tidings with this guy. Now he can't ride in the big race.
Yeah,
that
well,
he
it's his
came-
fault for giving you the bike.
Well, yeah.
That's a horrible story.
It is.
Thank you very much.
That would never that would never happen in the Senior Olympics.
Well, I would love to say that accidents don't happen,
No,
but we are worried about safety, and cycling is one of our advanced sports. We have other ones that are easier for people to start off, and cycling, these people do invest a lot in their bikes,
I know.
so we caution because they go very fast.
Well, you deal with any type of athletic events, injuries are going to happen.
They do, yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Well,
especially with seniors. I mean, it's
well, I was only maybe 50 at that time.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago.
That was like what, 20 years ago.
20,
just doing the math.
Now,
Just doing
if
the
I,
math.
I have to get a helmet, I suppose, if I go into the cycling thing here.
Absolutely.
And
helmets for anything, Ron says. Buddy Love says a helmet for anything.
Can I leave my training wheels still on my bike? I got one of these.
Absolutely not. They will laugh at you.
As opposed to just
like
for
this, huh?
As
Like
opposed to just laughing at you anyway.
Yeah,
So,
right.
so-
Do you have to pay like an entrance fee?
There is a general registration fee for the games, which the games do occur in August and September. $30 registration includes a T-shirt with a Wisconsin Senior logo on it, as well as information pack. And then some of our sports have a facility fee, so there might be a little bit of an additional cost if there's some special referees that are needed or other types of things that make that sport a little more.
Oh, this is not kind of on the honor system? You have to have a referee?
Well, our athletes are.
It's a competition.
It's a competition.
It's a competition.
And actually, this year we have people going to the National Senior Games in Albuquerque. Next year, for the Wisconsin Senior Olympics, they will be competing to qualify for the 2021 National Senior Games. So
okay.
it is they are very competitive, and not only do they want their gold, silver, or bronze medal, but the personal recognition and feeling of accomplishment is unbelievable.
Right, and obviously the Senior Olympics all over the country.
There are games in every state.
Every state has them, so this is really.
It is national. We're fortunate that we can keep Olympics in our name. At one point, the International Olympics Committee said no, but we were grandfathered in because we are one of the oldest state games in the country.
Oh, neat.
That goes back to that thing when the Super Bowl. You couldn't you couldn't use the word Super Bowl.
Any type of advertisements. Yeah.
And I called, who's the commissioner, Giardelli, or who's the NFL,
Goodell?
Yeah, I told him to take a hike. I'm going to use the Super Bowl.
I'm sure he lost sleep over that.
Yeah.
Some guy.
He's not fooling with some Trump here.
Who's this guy calling me and telling me things?
Yeah. Does the entry fee, does that include the wine items? I keep coming back.
Oh, no. The wine is a fundraiser. So we actually, the bottles of wine will be somewhere like $16 or $17 a bottle. But you got to come to our 28th event, our February 28th event.
Yeah, there you go.
2:30 to 6.
Yep.
Opening program at 4. That's usually kind of late for me, but...
well, maybe you can pull yourself together and...
one more crack like that, baby, and you're out of here.
I don't know. There's been a lot of excuses, and
I've used them all, trust me.
Molly, you're a natural on the radio. Did anybody tell you that you should be here every Saturday?
All right.
There's good people here, it looks like.
We got her fooled.
I want all of you guys competing
She knows how to work
this
it.
summer. That's what we want. Don't we want that, Susan? All right, Susan and I agree. Each one of you pick your sport, and we'll see you this summer.
K-Dog, you in on this?
Yeah, K-Dog's like, yeah.
Yes.
He sees me. On occasion, I see him at a conference. He says, boy, did I have a hell of a workout today. He was pumping something. Hot dogs or chips or...
Hey, powerlifting is one of our events.
That's what he says.
Not 12 ounces
actually,
at a time either.
Susan, that's how I first met you. You were at the powerlifting event. This
So
woman
Susan's a power lifter?
Yeah.
You're a power lifter, Susan? Tell us more about that. What goes into training for that? I mean...
Yeah, I've been doing powerlifting since 2013.
Okay.
I work out on my own. I go to... right now I'm at Lisa's Circuit Fitness, and I go to Planet Fitness, and I just work out on my own.
How much can you lift?
My bench is about let me think. Last time it was 110,
Okay.
but I'm trying to boost it up.
You know, my friend, you never met this guy, the K-Dog. He power lifts 12-ounce bottles of Miller Lite like you.
Yeah,
He's championship
Yeah,
quality.
I heard he's a real good one-arm curler.
It's a new sport.
New sport.
So, Susan, what other events are you in? What have you done?
I do table tennis. I'm the
Okay.
event coordinator here in Kenosha, and I do pickleball.
Okay.
Pickleball is my beginning
That-
sport. In fact, you might know my partner, my doubles partner is Tom Roders.
Oh, I know Tom very well. Yeah.
And so, hi, Tom.
Yeah, good old Tom.
I have to say this, and we're going to have to take a break for the
Yeah, we
weather,
are.
and then we'll be back. I've got to recognize KRS Painting Corporation. We are back and heading down the home stretch on the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning. If you just joined us, this is the February 16th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. The good news is we are still broadcasting live to over 1.4 million people residing here in the Kenosha Today Nation. And the bad news, I guess we're going to be here every Saturday for the rest of the year. And I promise to be on my best behavior, unless I'm provoked, Molly.
Just watch it.
Brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, the ever-loving Elmo Schneider's here.
Good morning.
Sitting over with the K-Dog, who is apparently an Uber driver today. And he brought in his friend, Susan. and Molly. Hey, Susan and there, we're here talking. If you just joined us, we're talking about. Is this a call for me?
It is a call.
Okay,
If you want to take it, we can take it.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
This is Gunga again. I have a question.
We had to blip something out from you the first hour, so be careful.
What?
I'm not.
We're not going to say the word. And it's not the secret word either.
Okay,
so.
go ahead. What's your question, Gunga?
My question is: before I participate in the adult games,
Oh,
Olympics,
boy. Yeah.
I was wondering if they have timeouts to change your adult diaper.
Are you pertaining to me?
No, I'm pertaining to myself.
Oh, good.
In case I
Okay.
I
We
have
get
a bowel
it. We get it. We get it.
Yeah, I'll just say that when athletes need to take a break, they take it. We don't collect details on that.
Excellent. Then I'm in.
Awesome.
So it came down to whether you were going to be able to take a time out to pause for the cause?
That's correct.
Now, don't bring.
And I was wondering if Mr. Barter would be my partner in ping pong for old people.
Well, let's do the. You want to do the two-man luge?
Wow.
Does that require a lot of beer drinking?
No. We're.
Hey, I actually might have an idea. If the focus is on beer, we actually
You got my attention.
we have athletes that compete in other states' games, and Nevada actually has a keg throwing contest at their games. So I think.
What do you think, Gunga? We in?
What throwing?
Keg.
Keg.
Oh, keg throwing, empty or full?
It's full, but I think when you're done, you get to drink it.
Ooh.
Why don't we drink it?
Oh.
Gunga, why don't we drink it first and then we'll throw the keg?
Excellent, because I'll break my back otherwise.
Yeah. Hey,
It's really heavy.
you can't bring your camel Clyde because animals are not allowed in this thing.
And what date is this again?
Well, we have to decide which category we are going to be in.
You can go online. What's that website again?
Yeah, you can go online. Oh, here.
Yep. Our official schedule will be posted this afternoon. We
Okay.
just put it together. So it just depends on what sports you're interested. Table tennis, I think, is the
I believe.
September 8th.
I believe.
There's croquet. Crochet.
That is not one of
an
the
Olympic sport, crocheting?
Yeah, you can team up with Shirley for that one.
Thank you.
Shuffleboard, tennis, bicycling. Camel riding is only a demonstration sport this year, so you're going to have to put that out to the back. Anyway, we'll have to get together. You know, it's going to require some dedication on your part and some hard training.
Certainly. One of those Fridays.
Of course, you've been married 9
Under-
times, so you've been trained well enough at this time.
Yes, Yes, I can hardly wait to participate.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, Gunga. He's one of our favorite callers. He's from Pakistan, as you can tell.
Good.
Now, where was I?
Sometimes I can tell.
Let's see. Did I introduce Elmo?
gotta
I got
work on
Elmo. I
that.
got.
We got to give a hint for the secret word.
Oh.
Come on, Elmo.
Elmo, give this.
Put your headphones down.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
this time.
Here's the hint for the secret word.
Columbia College Senior Projects.
Why didn't you just say it? You just see what happens is I got to pay for this one if somebody wins. It's 262-694-1050. If you think you're smart enough to say the secret word, and if you're not, then don't call me. Hey, by the way, we were going to play.
He really doesn't want to give that away, does it?
We kind of passed this up in the last half hour, playing Stump the Chumps, and it's a huge opportunity for our audience to bring something of intelligence. Not that you gals didn't bring anything of intelligence or sophistication to this show. 262-694-1050. If you have a song title or a trivia question, give us a call. And we have a very talented group today. K-Dog, are you going to join us with this?
Absolutely.
K-Dog's in.
Actually, I'll get another story about that. But
Okay.
let's take this call. Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Dennis.
How's everybody? I heard you talking about the intelligence of your audience, and I figured I'd call in.
We're not getting this coming through pretty good, you know. Hey, they got this Wisconsin Senior Olympics, and you've been an athlete, haven't you?
Yeah, do they have anything about parking lot driving at shopping centers or anything like that? Or?
I better explain to the gals here, Molly and Susan, that Dennis is he's married, as you can tell, and with the spring season coming, she hauls him to shopping centers every Sunday morning, makes him sit there on the curb, and sometimes when it's summer, he's got to sit there in the car with the window rolled up. Hey, but you've been an athlete, and actually your wife, what's her name? What's her name?
Yes.
She told me that you must have been a great football player because apparently you've been in too many scrimmages without your helmet on.
Well, they asked me one time, I was running around the track before practice with my new helmet, and they asked me what I was doing. I said I was breaking my helmet in, so,
Are you done?
Hey,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask on behalf of Mickey O'Shaughnessy, he wanted me to ask if they were going to have hurling in the Senior Olympics for the Irish crowd.
You mean hurling as in going in the backyard and hurl, or
No, not that.
Oh, hurling is a is that the thing that you do with the broom? That's curling.
That's curling.
Oh,
Yeah, curling.
What's hurling?
I think it's got something to do with flipping a long pole or something like that.
So
A
that's
piece of wood.
javelin. There's
Oh, that-
hammer throw, javelin, hammer throw,
Oh, wow.
discus. That's in our track and field events.
I know a lot of guys hurt themselves practicing for the javelin throw. They used to work at American Motors, and a few hernias resulted in that, so that was pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're welcome to the group here.
Hey, I wanted to tell Elmo something, too. Elmo, just in case...
He's talking.
Scott
Put your
ever-
headphones on, Elmo. All right, hang on, Dennis. He doesn't have
Okay.
his headphones on.
All right, Megan.
Okay, go ahead. Ask Elmo.
Elmo, in case Scott ever decided to jettison you from the show, which I know he would never do, I'd volunteer to come in and, beat you up, and I'd witness your attack so you could get some profile and, remain on the show then.
What makes you think he's gonna? Why would jettison Elmo? He's my best.
I know, but I'm just relating that to recent events in Chicago.
Gotcha. All right, we got another
Dennis,
call
I got
coming
another
in.
caller.
All
Say,
right,
say hi to the missus and tell her I can't meet her on Wednesday night.
Okay.
And by the way, Scott, you're not only active senior, you're a radioactive senior.
Hey, all right. Oh,
You didn't have to say
that.
that.
That's good.
Yes.
I was wondering if that call was worthwhile. That call was worthwhile. He took
Had a big
while.
finish
He
there,
got
didn't
to
he?
it.
Yeah.
He got to it. That was a good one.
All right.
Another caller.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning, Uncle Scotty.
Captain Mike.
It's our favorite senior. Okay, you okay there, Mike? He's hurling.
yeah,
He's practicing for
okay.
hurling.
What's going on there? I heard Trump's building a wall to keep you from coming back from Mexico.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You know, I told you I haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks, but after the house fire, the estimates is only $100,000 damage to your house, and they got it all boarded up. They got it all boarded up, and when you wanted the boys to, like I said, rinse off your car, wash it, it kind of went down the boathouse parking lot and ended up in the harbor. But they expect to have that out by Easter time.
How's my little doggies doing? How's my little doggies?
Well, you know, you put a little barbecue sauce on.
Oh, no. Got no how to cook them. Got no how to cook them.
Yeah. And the Weber grill.
Hey,
yeah.
You don't remember Eric?
Yeah.
Eric?
Yeah.
He calls your show sometimes.
He's down in, yeah.
Eric called me, and he told me to tell you something. He's on an airplane right now.
Oh, he's coming back.
He was in Miami. He was in Miami, and this giant yacht was going by, and he looked, and he says, and I think it was Daryl.
Yeah.
I think it was Daryl. And he wrote a note, and he put it in a bottle, and then he threw the bottle in, and the bottle sunk. Then he looked at his other hand, and he had the cork in his other hand, so nobody knows what the message was.
I guess. Thanks for sharing that.
I know, Eric told me to.
All the way for that. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, well, I promised him. He called me up. He said he's at the airport. I'm getting on an airplane. I won't be able to call the show. Can you call Scotty and tell him that story?
Well, I appreciate that. And my guests sitting here never been on the radio before, and they've never heard of a person like you before. This is new to everybody. And I had another call.
Yeah,
hey, you're not chasing any wild Mexican women down there, are you?
That's not an event for the for the Senior Olympics at all.
When you get back, they have this Wisconsin Senior Olympics, and chasing old women is listed.
Worried. I'm worried if I catch one, I won't know what to do with her. It's okay.
It's only a demonstration sport.
It's only demonstration sport.
All right.
Only cartoon. Okay, see ya.
Hey, just behave yourself. I don't want to be reading about you.
Okay, I'll misbehave myself. You too.
No.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh, Captain Mike.
We were playing Stump the Chumps. Oh, this one time, K-Dog was here.
Okay.
Does the missus know you were here at one time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I didn't want to get you in trouble, this time. So we were playing this Stump the Chumps, and the lady calls in. Remember the question?
Yeah, what's the lowest note on an oboe?
What's the lowest note on a bassoon?
Sorry, bassoon.
Thinking that she was going to trip up, and he knew that. Well, I don't know he knows it, but it was what?
I didn't know it. B flat.
Yeah. Well, she says, well, technically you're right. And I said to her, technically you lose. So, I mean, this is a wealth of information here. I mean, these...
That's a good Stump the Chump question.
What?
What's the lowest note on a bassoon?
We already know that. Why would we want
It's just an example of a question, Scott, not an actual
okay.
question. Play it. Stay with us. Stay with us, Scott.
Actually, Elmo, do we want to do high fives, singers, and doofuses today?
Why don't we just continue with the girls? We can
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we do this high five, singers, and doofuses, and I was going to give the gals here a
high five.
High five.
You can do that. We'll save the rest of it.
Yeah. All right. I'll save the rest of it. I was going to give a high five to the organizers of the 40th Wisconsin. Yeah. There you go. Senior Olympics. The old saying that you are only as old as you feel couldn't be more appropriate. And I guess I printed that before you came in. With a variety of activities to choose from, along with a great camaraderie. What better way to experience the thrill of victory? Because there is no agony of defeat. And we salute all those involved and wish them much success in your event. All right. Now,
there's an old saying, age is mind over matter.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, it don't matter.
Yeah.
That's true. Right?
Boy,
Satchel Paige has said that.
You're a wealth of information.
We got a phone call.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
We had a phone call.
We had a phone call. Call me back, 262-694-1050, if you have a question about some of the events for the not Special Olympics. Senior Olympics.
It's a very special event.
I knew that I was going to screw that up one time.
You're not the first.
No, it's the Senior Olympics.
No, Scott said it. It's the special.
Yeah. Did you hear that? I'm not the first.
You know it.
You know how many times I heard that? Anyway, let's move right along here.
Oh, Scott.
I can tell you, our dream for the Wisconsin Senior Olympics is to grow our organization. Wisconsin Special Olympics is a great organization, too, and they have 10,000 athletes, I believe, over the years I've heard that number. We have around 1,000 people compete in our games, and in Wisconsin there are 1 million plus people who are over 65, so we're not counting the 40 and the 50-year-olds. So we have room to grow, and
yeah.
the competition is open.
Right, and we're living longer nowadays too. Obviously, you know the
with a lifestyle like me. I should live to 130.
Well,
that was
my
a
liver,
lot of beer.
my liver
I'm
might
not
be a little
sure about
questionable.
that.
No, these guys portray me out to be some
you
lush.
know, the life expectancy. What is the average life expectancy? Now?
86 for a guy.
86?
And it's actually, 84 for a guy, and it was like 87 for a woman.
Okay.
And the question, I don't know if I can bring this up. The reason is, why do women live longer than men? Because they aren't married to women. Did I say that wrong? It's somewhere in the middle of there. Well, no, you got
okay.
that.
All right.
No.
Okay.
What was the reason?
So, why do men die sooner than women?
Oh, that's the
because they want to. Why do most men die sooner than their women?
We should probably clear
All
it
right.
up now. We got two.
Anyways,
two gals.
Getting back to life expectancy, you know, people are living longer, so you know, can stay more active, and they're being more active, things as such, and you know, advancements in medicine and things as such. I mean,
Well, and I think there's a greater awareness that you do have to be active, and we have had athletes who have said, I wouldn't work out if I didn't compete. Competition is really a great motivator to stay active and work out from week to week. And,
Absolutely.
Time Magazine actually quoted a report that says science says competition is the best motivation to exercise. Would you? Does it
I
keep
would
you?
agree with. Oh, I would agree with that. Yeah, definitely. Even today, I was starting to ramp up my workout, knowing that I had my games coming up.
right.
Ramp up.
And we want challenges, something to motivate us, right? We need challenges.
You know, my challenge is just waking up
You are
in the morning.
challenged.
I am challenged.
You are challenged.
Well, and one of the challenges that I've seen people overcome with amazing outcomes is losing weight. We've had people lose 50, 60, and even 100 pounds over the course of years as they're preparing for the games. You know, they're just building a much better, healthy lifestyle for themselves.
Right, you got to stay active. Active bodies, active mind, and
Some years ago, it was probably about 8 years now, I was in for my physical, and I'm on the scale, and she goes, 235. I said, 235 what? She goes, pounds. I goes, you got to be kidding. I didn't, just lost track of what I was doing, and my lifestyle wasn't probably the best. And so I said, we got to take off for the shoes. And she goes, look, I was very generous. So I went on one of these Nutrisystem diets, and in 9 months lost 50 pounds.
Okay.
And so I'll make the story. So you get a nutritionist. So I call this gal every Friday, and I give her my weigh-in. And she says, "Oh, it was the summertime. It was golf." And she says, "I think you lost a couple too many pounds this week. You're going to have to increase your calorie intake." And I said, "I got just a thing." And I says, she says, "What's that?" And I said, "A Long Island iced tea." She says, "Well, I'm not familiar with that. Is that some kind of energy drink?" I said, "Where am I calling?" She says, "Iowa." And I said, "Well, trust me, I'll get my weight back up in a couple days." Okay. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hi, I was going to do the Stump to Chump.
Okay,
absolutely.
Who's this?
What's your name?
This is Marge.
Okay, Marge. Where are you calling from, Marge?
I'm calling from Baroque, Illinois.
Ooh. Baroque, where the heck's that?
It is actually just east of Bloomington, normal area.
You get us way down there?
We do.
Wow.
Yeah.
And my next question is why?
No, that's...
Well, my dad has a connection to Lou Regani, so he's friends with him. So we listen to the station to support everybody.
Oh,
excellent.
All right, what's your trivia question? What's your trivia question?
Was it the one about Columbia College?
Oh, you want to get...
yeah, that's the
secret word.
Secret word.
Yeah, go ahead and give your guess.
Oh, well, maybe then I'm wrong then. I thought it was... Wasn't it something about requiring the seniors something lasting to do or something like that?
Hang on one second. Hang on.
The secret word hint is Columbia College Senior Projects.
Columbia College Senior Projects.
Have you had college, dear?
Is your
Well, I own a sound company, so we work with a lot of students from Columbia College. We do a lot of interns. We have a lot of interns, so
Okay.
I do have a connection there.
Okay.
I thought your question was, what were you asked? What were they required to do?
No,
in
this
their
is
senior year.
Okay, well, take a shot. It's a secret word, and you can.
I think what they're required to do is swim a lap in a pool.
Swim a lap in a pool? Is that what you said? Really?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
not it.
Yep.
But it's a good, healthy thing to do, and if you're over 40, you can compete in the Wisconsin Senior Olympics.
Unfortunately, dear, that's not the secret word.
The correct answer. Sorry.
That's not the correct answer, but we appreciate you listening and taking the time out from way down there. What's the population of your city? About something under 5 million?
Well, we're near Morris, so we're near the area of Morris, Seneca, Illinois, not too far from, Peoria, the Bloomington area. So, but my parents used to live up in Wisconsin, so they work Kenosha, and they're back here in Illinois, and they listen to you guys all the time, and I as well on my Alexa.
Nice.
So you guys are great, and I thought for sure I'd get that one. Gosh darn it!
That's all right.
Well,
that's okay. Well, have a good show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
That's pretty amazing when people call us all the way from someplace I never heard
It's
of.
a far reach. For
That is a far reach. Well, it's Alexa. She's amazing.
Well, we had, Dennis from the Ozarks calls us, but he's streaming it on his computer.
Online.
Yeah. He hasn't called us soon, but
Hoping the best for him.
He's probably out there in the ORV park,
So how do seniors get involved in this again? What's their first step? If it just somebody listening right now says, "Well, that sounds like something I want to do."
Well, before we do that, we got to take this call.
Do we do?
Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd rather we'll get to it.
That's fine.
Good morning on Kenosha today.
Hey, good morning. This is Tim in Slade Corners calling with a stump to chump for you, Jim.
Okay. Wait a minute, Jim. Jim. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Jim. All right. What's your question?
Okay. It's regarding football, offensive football.
Okay.
What is the best offensive play that's every time they run it for average yards, they get the most yards? Is it like a reverse, up the middle distance pass? For average yardage, what's the best offensive play?
Well, I got to check with our gals here. Molly, you have a guess?
I got nothing.
She got nothing.
Elmo, you got something?
Best offensive play.
Elmo says punt.
Says what?
Punt. That's what Elmo says.
K-Dog, you got any have clue on anything?
Well, guess what? Elmo must be a genius.
He's
'cause
right.
He has it right.
Yeah, he got
Elmo.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Wow.
Elmo had
Great
it right.
show.
Punt.
Excellent show.